I'd like to welcome our next speaker, Kirsten Ross from Calgary, the founder of Launch and Scale, who will be delivering a talk on the power of crowdfunding for social impact. Over to you, Kirsten. Take it away.
Launching a product online used to be a good idea, but now that everyone seems to have a product and an online store, how can you possibly compete, especially if you're just getting started? In this quick video training, I'm going to show you not only how we were able to launch products successfully in already competitive markets, but how we actually took some of those products to dominate their niche in a couple of short years. If this is the first time we're meeting, hey, I'm Kirsten Ross, the CEO of Launch and Scale. You may recognize our work from working with such brands such as Founder.com, Jamstack.io, SeriesChill.com, The Monk Manual, and several others. Today, many of the brands we work with dominate their niche. They are multiple seven-figure businesses that have disrupted their space. But they didn't get started like this. They actually had humble beginnings that we're going to be borrowing some stories from them today to help show you how you can do the same with your product. When we look at some of our favorite brands today, we don't think right away that they all started with just a single idea. And it's the implementation of that idea and three key things that we're talking about today in this video training that are going to help set you up for success. So regardless of what niche you're in, if you are someone who is serious about building an online brand so that you're going to be able to quit your job and have a successful online business so you can finally have the freedom in your life that you really want, then I'm going to show you in this training exactly how we've helped entrepreneurs take a single product idea and turn it into dominating their niche within 2 to 3 years just by applying and starting with these three things. When we look at a brand like Jamstack today, which is an electric guitar amplifier that helps you play on the go a lot faster, it is a product that now has disrupted the electric guitar space. But 5 years ago, when I sat down with Chris in that coffee shop, Jamstack was an idea. And Chris came to me with a sketch, an idea, and some encouragement from his friends. And he said, look, I've designed this product because I was solving a need in my life. I was really frustrated by how hard it was for me to be able to get up and play electric guitar without all these expensive equipment and things like that. So he then, after bringing it to a few of his guitar friends, he then decided to get serious about this idea and sit down with an expert to see what it would take to go to market. And we laid out a launch plan. We took it to market. We crowdfunded the product. $500,000 later, Jamstack 1 was born. And now today, the company is valued over $11 million, and he has now disrupted the music tech space for allowing a better alternative for his target audience. The first success lesson to take away from today is, what am I really selling? Now, when we take this from Chris could have had two ways to communicate what he was selling. Number one is, if I asked him, Chris, what are you selling? He could have said, I am selling a guitar amplifier. Okay. But then we take it a step further with a question, why does that matter to someone? What is that going to give them in their life? That why factor is what we focus on in terms of what is the real thing you're selling. And the real thing you're selling, we need to go past the product level to the result or the impact you're giving that person in their life. And I've already identified that earlier in the story, where when Chris sat down with me just talking about, and when he was walking me through at that coffee shop, that he designed a guitar amplifier, but the reality is that he designed it out of a frustration in his life where at the time, the only way for him to be able to play electric guitar was to take expensive amps, wires, and minutes of setup time. And he was able to create the Jamstack, which is a guitar amplifier you can connect to your electric in seconds. So he actually redefined the guitar playing experience to help people just get up and go a lot faster to play electric guitar. So when we look at what Chris was really selling, we want to borrow from the lesson in the second way, which is not the actual product that you're selling. It is the transformation, the result, or the impact. So to define this in terms of Chris is not selling a guitar amplifier. He is selling the experience of being able to get up and play anywhere in seconds so that you can get back to doing what you love and bring more of that electric guitar playing hobby into your life. So we need to take it past that. And that is lesson number 1. And how you can apply that to your business is take out a sheet of paper right now and you want to write down, first off, what is the product I'm selling? But then why does that matter? What is the result or the benefit that that our product brings to somebody's life? And maybe it's not a tangible benefit. Maybe your product helps people feel great inside and out. They feel more beautiful. It gets some more status in their life. There are other things, but we need to look at what is called the emotional payoff. Because when it comes down to designing a brand and building a brand, ultimately, it comes down to being able to create an emotional connection with your customer and create real change in their life. And so that's why we really need to focus on what is the emotional payoff that your product gives somebody. The next step is once you've identified what you're really selling and it's not literally your product type, the next step to building a brand that will dominate your niche in the next 2 to 3 years is getting really clear on the second success factor, which is who am I selling to? I remember meeting Lisa on a sales call. At the time, she was a full-time lawyer that had 2 young kids under 5, and she had just gone through the commuting breastfeeding fiasco that all new moms have. And man, I have a lot of respect for women like you. So when we look at Lisa, I remember we got on a phone call and she's like, hey, I have this idea. It is a chiller that helps moms pump on the go. And I was like, okay, cool. So tell me about that. Who is your person? So Lisa, when she was breastfeeding 2 young kids, being a mom on the go was really frustrated because there at the time were no good solutions for moms to be able to pump at the office, pump in an airport, pump in a train, and still be able to keep that milk fresh for up to 20 hours. And so there were a lot of instances where moms would be wasting a lot of breast milk, and a lot of moms have trouble producing breast milk. So there was a huge need that she identified. And as you could see, Lisa was borrowing from success factor number 1, which is she wasn't focusing on the fact that she sells a chiller. She's focusing on the need, the result, the emotional payoff that her product gives somebody. And when we take this a step further to how Lisa took her company from 0 to $3.3 million in 3 years, she focused relentlessly on success factor number 2, which is who is the person I'm selling to? The fastest way to grow a brand is by taking the conversation of what you're selling and who you're selling to away from the what is the product I'm selling. Because when Lisa focused on who she was selling to, which is new moms, she was able to bring to market not only the Series Chill, which is her hero signature product, but be able to quickly identify what are some other products that she could bring to market to help improve the lives of her person, which is first-time moms new to breastfeeding. That made the product design questions so easy because there are 2 ways to look at deciding what product to bring to market. You could go the Amazon route, which is do some keyword research, go on Jungle Scout and see what are some of the top popular products right now, and you source a product based on what's new and hot and popular. But that's a great way to commoditize yourself and bottom barrel pricing. Or the other way is you can focus on asking yourself, who is the person I'm serving and what products can I bring to market to better serve them? And Lisa, at that point, while she launched with a single product, she quickly was able to release a line of multiple other products that serves her core demographic. And this is honestly the fastest way to scale your brand and help serve your customer better. So how can you apply success factor number 2 to your unique business? This is where you want to go through the customer avatar creation worksheet that I've actually emailed you after you sign up for this video. You can open that and go through starting to really map out, okay, well, who is my customer avatar? Who is the person that I think is most going to benefit from my product? After you go through that for success factor number 2, you've now answered 2 of the most fundamental questions that several 7-figure sellers don't even ask until it's too late and they've left so much money on the table. And we don't want you to do that because you're here because you're smart. I remember when this product, the Monk Manual, first came to me. They were 6 weeks away from launching, had only 300 people on their email list, and wanted to do a Kickstarter campaign where they ended up raising over $72,000 and being in back order for 2 months. And when the team came to me and was like, hey, Kirsten, we need to rapidly build our audience in 6 weeks so that we have a successful launch, I need your help. This is where success factor number 3 of helping you put it all together to build your audience so that you have a wait list and people to buy your product on day 1 when you go live. You need an audience. An audience, I'm talking about having an email list. I'm talking about a social media presence. And keep in mind that if we're talking about Jamstack, Series Chill, Monk Manual, they all started from 0. But the thing that helped take their company to the next level to dominate their niche was to be able to take the focus of success factor number 1 and 2 and amplify that by building their audience. So how we build our audience is going to be a combination of 2 ways. Number 1 is organic methods. Number 2 is paid advertising. And I think that the best product launches, the best way to scale your brand to that first 5-figure months, 6 figures, 7 figures, comes down to having a combination of both. So I don't want to sit here and tell you that, oh, you got to spend only a bunch of money on ads. No, the best way to market your product and build your audience is going to be to have a hybrid approach. So I want to take a few minutes to talk about what that looks like. If you are launching a new product, you want to build a wait list. You want to get people on your email list who are interested and excited to buy your product when you launch on the first day and the first week so that you have some momentum. If you are already in market and you're not getting the views to your website that you want to see, building your audience and marketing it and getting people onto your website is the first step to getting more eyeballs, getting customers, and starting to scale your impact that way. When we look at first, what is an organic method? Organic means free or inexpensive. And these are going to be ways to market your business, your brand, your product that are free or inexpensive. So we're talking about sending product to influencers. If you don't have product, that's okay. It's posting on social media. It's creating TikTok videos, YouTube shorts, starting to spread your message through content marketing to help people discover your product. It's going to be word of mouth. It's going to be referrals. It's going to be in-person events. Okay, lots of things that fall under that. Now, when we come to paid methods, it allows you to get your message out to more people faster. Of course, this is not necessarily the budget-friendly option, but there's a lot that you can do with a small budget. So when we look for paid advertising, I'm looking for things like Facebook ads, TikTok, Google, to allow you to be able to cast your net a lot wider and bring people to your store or to join your email list for your product launch. We've covered a lot, but when it comes down to having a successful product launch, I have helped creators raise millions of dollars, whether that is using Kickstarter, crowdfunding platforms, or your own website. One thing is true is that we have a proven success record to take people from literally just idea or first prototype or product launch to be able to help them dominate their niche in a few short years just by applying these 3 success principles. Now, if you are looking for help to actually implement this plan, or maybe to just get more clarity on what that go-to-market strategy looks like for you, or what you should be doing that you're not, so that things really start to work and you can build that wait list and have that successful product launch, or really start to get things working on your early stage e-commerce site, that's exactly where I am here for. Talk soon.